there's some extreme levels of foolishness that are taking place all over the internet. All over the internet. You heard of the 50-50 talk, going 50-50?
I have.
Brother, I thought it was a joke when I first heard about that. Like, it's basically men are being shamed for not. Listen, they'll shame you if you taking care of yourself. You got a nice house and da da da, but you ain't ish if you don't do that for her too.
Right.
If a man and his woman are building a life together, her finances with his finances, her finances help build the bills. He's a sucker, brother. Where did this come from, man?
It come from the internet, from all watching the internet. And again, most of them don't even have that life that are out here saying that. And then again, they get into the situations that I spoke of earlier, where it comes with a cost and a price. But first of all, if you're dating a lady, you're in your 20s, late 20s, early 30s, and you're dating, you're just getting started, you should want to build together and go 50-50 to help each other get to where you want to go.
All right,
Now, when you cross that line and get married, of course, by that point, you want to be able to do a little more. And even then, though, sometimes, like in my household, uh, we never discuss money. It's either, you know, hey babe, can you cash at me 100, whatever the case is.
right,
We don't. It's our money, so
right,
we do whatever we want to do for one another,
right.
and it should be looked at it that way because for me, in my situation, uh, the woman that I'm dealing with helped me get to where I am. I wouldn't be here without her input, her finances, help
No
build.
doubt,
You we built together, so it's ours.
no
And
doubt about
but
it.
if I met a lady and I already had myself established and I already was where I am today, um, I had to look at that differently because we always got to take care of ourselves.
No doubt.
And you know, but what these women fail to realize is most good men don't want a woman like that anyway.
Hundred
I know
percent.
that would be out of the question. I would not even date a woman that had a mindset like that.
Right,
So they already they already put themselves out of the equation when they come to talking about good men, that 1%, that 6, 7 figure guy.
right,
They've already self out of that equation with their mindset because it shows you that you can't depend on this woman when they think like that. You can't depend on her to have your back.
right.
If she's willing to build with you, in my opinion, she's not worth having it and spending the time with.
I agree.
So
I definitely
that's
agree.
just the way I see it, and so you know women look at this social media and it ruins their mindset, and it's a shame that they can't depict reality from from fiction, and it's just something that you know that they'll have to deal with. They'll be the one single in 10 years. It ain't
This
gonna
is what
be
I'm
the
telling you, man. Because you was a
Hmm.
turn off, because you were a turn off to most men, because they could see that you were out for what you could get from a man, not what you could contribute. They're literally shaming men. That right there is one thing that I haven't come to the conclusion of yet. It- It's up. Minister Farrakhan said a nation can rise no higher than its women. Black men don't have women anymore. They married the American government. They married the American.
After,
I wish you would. Your black ass to be in jail. We have no say so almost, right? So, Brother Salty, let me ask you this. How do you think we overcome something like that?
well. I think the one thing is us as black men, um, we have to treat our women a little bit better. And what I mean by that is, we have to try to understand where they're coming from and what their needs are. And it also you have to realize when you get the right one. I know for me, growing up how I did, I've done a lot of stuff, and it takes a certain kind of woman for me to even want to get serious with. So I got to have a certain type of woman that's not accessible to just anyone, that can hold her own, and I want a woman that has aspiration as well herself. I don't want a woman that need me. So you got to first find someone that matches what you're trying to accomplish or what you're trying to do, and then you have to build together, and then from there you can move that on to your children. uh,
Gotcha.
there's been a couple times, I don't get out in the community a lot um, anymore. However, I try to come through every now and then. But there's been times when I use social media to try to see who's interested in getting some development as far as what I know in the real estate market. I had a couple people wanting to go in with me to teach some financial classes. And these are people already in the industry, in the business, doing these things daily. So I put that out there on Facebook, you know, just asking who's interested. Here's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about putting on a class or a seminar for people that are interested in getting into real estate, buying real estate, and learning the simple aspects of financial freedom.
Right, right,
I got absolutely not one response from that Facebook
right, right,
post. So I can only assume that trying to set this up is going to be a waste of my time, because
right,
you know, so it's hard to overcome that. But even with so, I still try to give my influences on young people as much as I can. I'm in the real estate business, and I try to help and coach all of my tenants to become homeowners, even though, because I feel like there's enough for everybody. So me trying to get these people to accomplish something for themselves is not going to take anything away from me, because there's enough for
right,
everyone.
right.
And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But my responsibility is to be available and try to offer what I know to try to help people advance. And I tell young people today, if you didn't grow up with a family that are teaching you the aspects of financial freedom, the best way to do that for yourself is real estate. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. It doesn't take a whole bunch of money. So that's the best thing you could do to try to get yourself in the right position. So when down the road, when you're at my age, you have more options. And
No
that's
doubt
all
about
that
it. No doubt
to
about
everybody
that.
to listen. But what I don't do, and I should probably change this about myself, if if I'm trying to tell somebody something and they're not listening or paying attention or not taking the simple steps to try to get to where they want to be, then there's
He
nothing
said,
I
"I ain't
can
gonna
do.
kiss no ass."
It's,
I feel that. But
and
listen,
and a lot. It's sometimes also when you're talking to young people or even people of my age, because everybody can learn something from someone.
right,
When you people that don't have the same mindset you have, it comes over as being arrogant or bragging or this type of thing, and that kind of turns me off from even trying to talk to people,
right,
because I came from nothing, man, and all I did, I had a good work ethic and I worked hard, and I was just fortunate enough to stay out of trouble,
right,
to not end up being a statistic in the system. Not saying that I didn't do things that could have put me there. I was
right,
just
right.
lucky to get caught. So once I got once I got all that out of my mindset, I work hard, I strive for something, and I have aspirations, and I try to build on that. And I got a good woman. I
No
have
doubt.
a good building with me, and that's kind of the key in my point of
I
view.
don't want you to touch too much on that because we got a whole part on that. Like, because I know how important that is. But